Hello and welcome to the Mix Hair Rap Podcast. I'm your host, DJ B Wise. This is a podcast we talk about hip hop from boom bap to trap. You know, it's me and my man Kev in the building. Kev's our underground backpack legend. He's been in these streets a long time following this thing we call hip hop. I'm a child of hip hop. We're coming at you this evening with our stream and no stream, and we're going with Gunna, one of one, and we're also going with Sexyy Reds and Sexyy We Trust. All right, let's check in with our man Kev and see what's up with our man.
Hey, what's going on, people? We back with another show. Just excited, to get into these albums and let's see what our opinions are going to be tonight.
All right, that's what's up. Let's remind everybody, you can always follow us on all the social media platforms, you know. And there it is. We talk hip hop from boom bap to trap. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's get into it, man. Man, Gunna. A lot of people a lot of people get angry with me when I talk about Gunna. I don't always have the best opinions of his stuff. I've talked to a lot of young people, had a deep conversation for a while now, and man, a lot of people like this album. I think it had its spots. I think it was the appropriate amount of songs. I think 20 tracks was fine, you know, and he actually, had an outro, which, a lot of the new trap guys don't really do outro type things. The only shining spot I saw really out of it for me was the Clear My Rain that was featuring Leon Bridges. You got to like something like that. Leon, I think, is an exceptional talent. So it's a situation where, man, I don't know. I don't know. This is a tough one, man. I don't know. I need to be convinced on some things. The track he did with Offset, Proud of Them. I thought Offset did a nice job. I was even surprised that Gunna chose that particular track for him to be on. It just, for me, I thought they should have been on a little something with a little better bop to it. I'm just trying to think of anything that really, really, really stood out. I know everybody's like, it's like, I'm the old dad, but and look, hey, far as stream wise, that Prod of Them got a lot of streams, but you got to always remember a lot of people listen to music now for clout. Just because they saw Offset on the track doesn't mean it was the best cut on the track. To be honest, I think one of the tracks that didn't get as much streams is On One Tonight. The On One Tonight, I think, is a reasonable cut. It's a reasonable track. I just think that for me, I think that he has more in him. I don't know, I know the circumstances of the YSL trial and everything. I don't know how many of these tracks he did before the trial. I don't know how many he did after the trial. It'd be nice to figure that out because there may be an excuse in there for me for some of the reasons why this album wasn't one of my favorites from him. So, with that, I'm gonna slide it over to Kev. But for me, man, I think there's some things that we can discuss further in order to get me on board. Kev, what you think?
Uh I mean, I think with Gunna, he has an incredible fan base. And I think to a lot of people surprised that his fan base really stuck by him, just like you said, through the YSL trial. And we didn't know what to expect or could really anticipate what was going to happen with new music or album or even him touring. I think he came out at a bad time, to be honest. And it's one of those things, it's like you never know what's going to happen on release day. I mean, like you can get some warning on certain artists, but the way music is set up today, you know, we got artists who not even announce their release dates, and they'll just, they'll wait to 12:01 a.m. and say, "Hey, my album's out now." What I'm saying, as soon as midnight happens, they drop their album out of surprise, and I think that Gunna dropping the same day as Chief Keef fan base, I think it's is more wider as than Gunner's. I mean, I think Gunner's is very loyal, and they are they almost like a close knit group. Um, I mean, overall, it was just I think it was a release day. I think it was a release day for Gunner. It's a typical Gunner album. So if you like his music, then this album you probably are going to enjoy. But I think overall it was a very bad release day for him. It was Chief Keef and it was another artist who I can't think of right now that came out the same day as he did, and I think that took away some of his shine because uh leading up to the album, people they felt the way about the Offset single, and there was another song on the album, but then like his tours were really generating some attention, and it's just some fans' reactions based on all the stuff that came out that day. I think it hurt it, but overall, it's a typical Gunna album. Like I said, it's a typical Gunna album. Um, you even gonna look at it as being a good thing or a bad thing. I wish he would have did some different things, and just like you said, when was most of the songs recorded? Like, was it before the trial, or after the trial? It's kind of hard to say with some of them. So it's like, you know, some stuff did sound dated, and I think that hurt also. So yeah, yeah, I think like I said, man, I think it was a very bad release day. Other Chief Keef and there's another artist, like I said, I can't think of, took away some of that attention from him because the fans' reactions to that other music, I think, hurt him.
Yeah, man. I was trying to look that up. Didn't wasn't able to find the other artist that was released that day. But you brought up something that was quite interesting. I posed these two questions to you. How much do you think the beef affected Chief Keef and Gunna's project, and how much better or worse do you think Chief Keef's project is than Gunna's?
What beef?
Oh, I'm talking about the K Dot and Drake beef. That pushed a lot of these albums back. I think that I think Gunna or Chief would have dropped earlier if it wasn't for them for the beef. I think one of them would have dropped earlier. I don't think they would have dropped the same week.
I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know, and that's real hard to say. I think the Chief Keef album was a surprise for most, if not all, people. Like I didn't hear no. I mean, I've heard little things about rumored Chief Keef albums coming out, but there was no solid release date. Like we knew for sure when Gunna was coming out. Um, I don't think the beef had anything to do with it, to be honest. Um, I mean, if anything, I think if the beef would make more artists put music out because there's so much attention on rap at this time because of the beef. Um, you might want to jump on it. Jump like what's the saying? Jump while the iron is hot. I think whatever album or EP you have, I think you just need to go ahead and put it out. Still while we still got this attention on Drake and Kendrick. Um, what was the second question?
Yeah, man. I also wanted to see where you stood on because I listened to the Keith album, and we talked about it. I didn't know if I thought it was worthy for me. I didn't know if it was worthy of the stream or no stream. So my thing is, from your point of view, do you think Gunna's album? Where do you think it stands in comparison to the Chief Keef album? For me, again, I'm just like I wasn't a fan of the Keith album, so I don't want to be the one judging. I'd rather have you speak on that if possible.
I just think that say it again.
I would rather have you speak on it if possible, as far as whether was Gunna up to par with Keith, or was Keith's album far superior to Gunna's project? Just because, again, I didn't care for the Chief Keef album, so I think Gunna won on that. But I'd rather leave that one to you.
I mean, I think that's another tough decision. I mean, just overall, me personally, I picked the Chief Keef album. I'm a bigger Chief Keef fan than I am a Gunna fan, and it's it's funny you asked that because um on release day it was one of the social media sites that put up a poll. What do you guys think about the Gunna album? And the comment section was like, "Ain't nobody listening to Gunna. Everybody listening to Chief Keef." And it was like the and I mean, I'm just scrolling through the comments. It was like Chief Keef, Chief Keef. I mean, like I think I might have went through 200 comments and maybe two of them mentioned Gunna. Like at least 80% of the comments was like Chief Keef album. And then like maybe 15 minutes after that poll went up, they said, "Okay, what do you think about the Chief Keef album?" And it was just like flame emojis, and I mean, it was just like everybody had this big reaction to it. I think that they make two different types of music. Gunner is smooth, is very mellow. As opposed to Chief Keef, which is kind of rowdy, kind of get you up, get you going. I mean, I understand the content of both artists, but I think this overall, Chief Keef is I think Chief Keef makes more music that you'll listen to on your car or listen to in your house, something you'll play at a house party or even go to the club, as opposed to what Gunner has. So I think it's just all about your preference. Your preference. Like, I was able, I put that Chief Keef on when I first heard it. Man, I was able to, do some little chores around the house listening to that. I couldn't do that with that Gunner album. So, just me personally, give me the Chief Keef album because I know it's gonna get me up, it's gonna get me moving, um, it's gonna make me bob my head and kind of get me hyped and get me going as opposed to that Gunna album. It's gonna slow me down and kind of put me in a different mood that I really don't want to be in.
No, I'm totally with you on that, and I'm gonna throw it right back to you real quick because so I just looked up everybody who dropped that week, and only other person I would think that was notable, and we already did a stream or no stream on them was Ghostface Killer's project. So I didn't see anybody else that was notable that dropped that week. Yeah, I'm looking here: Chief Keef, Conway the Machine, Ghostface Killer, Gunna. Um, no one else I would think that would be up there with Chief Keef. Lil Rose. That's yeah. I'm looking here. Yeah, I don't see anybody else that I don't see anybody else that could have came out that would have taken your attention away from those guys. So I again for me, I think so. Therein lies why we have these conversations. For me, both of them have very similar content as far as drug use, mad dough. I'm a tough guy. They might present it in a different way. Definitely. Trap is going to be different than why am I forgetting what Chief Keef is the leader in what's his style of music, Kev? It's not trap. It's I
I
mean, what is
don't
this?
know.
No, what is his style of music called? It's
No, it
specific
is trap. It's trap. Chief Keef is drill.
drill. There you go. Okay, so I'm
He
sorry.
is trap. Yeah, he is
Forgive the
trap.
old man for letting some the style of music slip by me. So yes, there's definitely a difference between drill and trap. It's just that I think the content for me is the same. I do believe that the production on Chief Keef's project was superior, and I think that's because he had enough time to sit back and wait. Whereas I think Gunna may have had some of these songs already in the shoot, ready to go, and then he just finished the album very quickly once he got out of jail. That would be my assumption. So for me, it's just that there was a little bit lacking in production for Gunna. So I would give Chief Keef the edge on that production side. But as far as what the mainstream is gonna like, obviously, like Kev said, is Chief Keef, and I think because his music was, people were waiting on him to come out. Whereas I don't know, I think that there may have been some of the YSL crew. Gunna was climbing the ladder. I don't think he was there yet. And I think that from what Kev said, this shows that he was not ready to be the prime person for YSL. So unfortunately, the fans are saying it. But there is some streaming, man. When I look at these numbers, I'm looking at these numbers. He has some streams. I mean,
I mean, but like I said, his fan base, he has an underrated fan base. You know what I mean? Like, when you kind of look at certain artists, um, you ignore their fan base at times, and without that fan base, some of these artists are, don't make as much money or get as much views placed on them. I mean, like, as soon as Gunna really, got out that situation, people's like, he's a snitch, he's this, he's this, he's this. But I think he did I can't remember whatever the first piece of music that came out after he got out that situation. It was like this pause as to how to react to it. But his fan base was just so loyal to him. Um, they helped propel him back. They helped his image. You know what I mean? And I think that was a that's incredible. You know what I'm saying? It's something that a lot, like I said, a lot of people really don't talk about, is an artist fan base. Um, his fan base was very loyal. They put him in a position to put this album out. You know what I mean? Like just like I said, lead up to the album, he had a single, but I think that his little concert footage was more of an impact than the singles he was putting out, because uh I'll be honest with you, I don't think his music transitions well to a live show, but watching the way his fans was going crazy at his shows, it gives you a different opinion of him as more than a studio artist, So, and I'm not really surprised at the numbers, per se. I mean, I'm probably more surprised at the quality of music, but
mhm.
just like the numbers or the reactions, I like I said, like that first release day, watching this social media site and so many people saying Chief, 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 we ain't worried about Gunna right now, was kind of surprising. But for him, for him to still survive and still make it and still being talked about, like I said, it's something different, and it's something different, and I think that he deserves credit for that, because anybody else would have been pretty much, I don't want to say canceled, but not in the position that he's in now. He might not be. I mean, it might have went number one. I would be surprised if it didn't go number one. But he's still in a good position. You know what I mean? Like, he's still in a good position, even though he went through all this stuff over the past few years.
Yeah, no doubt. And with that, we're gonna jump into our opinions. I'll start it off and let Kev anchor on this one. For me, it's a no stream. I'm just not, I just wasn't feeling it, and I know there's more that he can do. Kev.
It's a no for me also. I think it was more of the same. Like I said earlier, I think it was a bad release date. Um, I think he needed to be the biggest name artist to release on his release day, as far as rap goes. And Chief Keef stole some of his shine. Um, Ghostface stole some of the old heads that might have looked his
Yeah,
way. So it's
yeah.
like, it didn't help. It didn't help. And, people might disagree with me, and that's fine. But I do think that I do think that Chief Keef releasing on the same day, and they have similar audiences. I think it took a little bit away from them, but it's just like overall, it's a no for me because it's just too. It was just too mellow, and I think that I'm in this mood now that I like hype music. I'm just that's what my ear wants to hear. I want to hear the hype music. I want to hear the up tempo, jump around, nod my head, and all that stuff. And it just wasn't it.
I got you. I got you. And I appreciate that. So that was our stream or no stream of our man Gunna. And that was two no streams. And we're gonna end it off with that. You know how we want you to be able to curate your sound. So, I think we may be leaning more towards Chief Keef. All right. All right, party people. So now we're gonna move on to Sexyy Red and her new project, and that is In Sexyy We Trust. I'm gonna let Kev start this one off because I'm gonna have a lot of hot takes on this one.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna have a
I'll
lot
say
of
this
hot takes.
though, and I think this is might be a running thing for me all tonight. I think release dates are very important for certain artists. Um, just like I just said, my ear is more towards more hype music. You know what I'm saying? Something I want to listen to in my car, or if I'm washing my car, or cutting grass, or doing some stuff in the house, or even just prepare myself for work, or just to go hang out or something. I'm looking for the up tempo stuff, and uh, the other big name artist that came out with her was Vince Staples, and we did his last album. What was it, last year or year before last? I can't remember, but we had all these great reviews for the Vince Staples album last year, and then it's like this year, it was just I was like, is he depressed? Is he trying to get off his label? I'm like, what is this he released? And I listened to Sexyy Red right behind it, and I ran the Sexyy Red album back to back because I was such in a down, listening to Vince Staples put me in such a down mood that Sexyy Red picked me up, and I had to listen to it again. So um I got a lot of I'm gonna be different tonight. I got positive reviews for Sexyy Red, and like I said, uh the Vince Staples album that came out, it benefited Sexyy Red. Hold on. I got the notes. I got notes for that. Damn, I left it. But it came out. Who else came out this week? Sexyy Red, Vince Staples, Coi Leray, which I didn't care for, and there was another artist. It was another artist that I liked, and I think that Juicy J,
Yeah, Juicy J
uh,
and Quayla Ray.
Juicy J and Sexyy Red albums were so much better than Vince Staples albums to me that I think it elevated both of their albums. So, um, the Sexyy Red albums are enjoyable to me. It's enjoyable to me. I understand people, they feel some type of way about her, but she's not gonna give you nothing thought provoking, or conscious, or she ain't rapping. She ain't. I mean, she barely braggadocious at times. I mean, it's ignorant, it's ghetto, but the beats is thumping, and you probably gonna hear some of the stuff on the radio, and it's all good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't want to say it's like it's all good, but it's hype music. Sexyy Red makes hype music, and if you want, hype music, then this is it. This is it. So, uh, that's what, like I say, that's where my ears at right now. My ears on hype music. Not to say that I don't like, other types or won't listen to it, but if it's too mellow, I'm gonna turn it off, and I'm gonna look for something hype. So I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this. I mean, right now I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. So let's hear what you guys say.
Let me start off by saying, and I'm gonna slide in here. Let me just start off by saying, 4 out of 5, man. I'm on now. 4 out of 5. We reaching there, but I'm gonna give I'm gonna discuss it and try to be as objective as possible. Um, I'm in the belief that Sexyy Red is an op for Black culture. That she's been brought in to take us to the lowest possible common denominator. I know she's just trying to make a bag. I know she's just trying to, improve her life, and I get it. And I'm all for getting your bag. You get your bag. The issue is, if she would have came out 10, 15 years ago, she would have had a successful career, still been able to tour, but she wouldn't be elevated and carry this much clout. She would just been a passing fad that was enjoyable. This is a no-brainer type music. I think there's some songs that I will say, and let me just start off by saying the production on her stuff is amazing. Uh, Her record company is able to put put dollars. Don't get me wrong. Tay Keith has been the man for a minute, and he did the majority of the album. But if you look at a lot of the C Clips beats, I mean, there's some dope producers on this joint. Mike Will made it. Yeah, there are really some solid production on this joint. Again, it's majority Tay Keith. Don't get me wrong, but the track with Mike Will made it. Amazing track. The creativity that was shown in some of the other tracks also was very good. Uh, uh, um, Lou Ron, Matis, and also Jake Frickus. Those dudes, they put in work. 604 Jack and Isa, their production was really good on their track that they did. Again, overall, like I said, the production on this joint was amazing. The issue for me, negative. I'm gonna go negative first, and then I'm gonna bring it home with some positivity. The negative part to me is this album sounds almost exactly like the last. Almost exactly. There's some shining spots, and now we're gonna move on to those shining spots. I know she listens or gets word of people's opinion of what she does musically, and I just want to let her know that get your bag. Get your bag. Your record company has got you. They're gonna take you to the finish line. The money that you guys put into this production, well worth it. If this is the avenue you want to go down in order to get your bread, you do your thing. Now, let's get into some objective parts of this project. Let me just start off with track number 4. You My Everything. That's the Drake joint everybody wants to show love for and everything like that. To be honest, outside the creativity of that track, and it was, him having in the background of a Tay Keith beat, the BBL Drizzy. Don't get me wrong. Hey, keep it going, because that's putting more money into Metro Boomin's pocket. So Metro is not mad at that. And it was again, the creativity of that. Drake is a master with creativity, but in general, the rest of the song was just kind of eh. It's definitely gonna get you hyped. Don't get me wrong. Every track, except for maybe two, are kind of slowed down beats, but everything else is a nice bop. Um, the next one that really needed to be talked about is the one with Lil Baby, "Lick Me." Right? I'm thinking, Lil Baby's my dude. I've been pushing him and Lil Durk, wanting them to do great things, and they have done great things. This was not it. This was not it. I thought Little Baby's feature or participation in this track was a bit subpar for him. I know he is capable of doing much better. The beat though, the beat on this track was a bop. It was really the move. And then the next thing that I wanted to talk about is outside. Outside, outside for me is the highlight of the album. The highlight of the album based on the fact that, like Kev said, it's a danceable beat, amazing production. She rode the beat extremely well. This track reminded me so much of Two Live Crew. I was just like, man, it took me back, man. I was reminiscing. I was like, I know she not from Florida or Miami, but man, this joint is nice. It is nice. So yeah, I would rock that outside joint any day of the week. That will be in my playlist as a DJ. I got some young shows, that I would like to do now. I'm starting to put together a nice little playlist for a young show. I've been having a trouble, trying to put a playlist together to really be able to do a younger show. So I'm definitely a younger gig. I'm excited from this summer, spring going into summer of a lot of the tracks that have been put out. And then finally, I want to finish with the song that's going to be a staple. This song, she will be able to live off this song for quite some time. And that's Birthday. It's a good song. The production is very good on it. For the ratchet chicks that's in the hood, for the intelligent black women that just want to be hood or ghetto for a little while, this is a great escape. She made a track that was extremely uh, escape. It's an escape into reality. It's an anthem for young women trying to enjoy themselves for their birthday. So I think this will go along with your 50 cents and your birthday sex and your future's birthday songs. I think this is right up there with them. And I know, everybody was like the old guy was going, he was going to put down the project, but it has some shining lights, has some very good shining lights on there. And I want to ask Kev one thing before we give our opinions. Kev, do you think that this will be the shining star for female rap this summer, or do you think that Cardi B has a chance?
I mean, right now, we still don't know what Meg is going to do. You know what I mean? Like, we know Meg said she got an album coming. I mean, she's touring right now. Her and Glorilla. Um and both of them get like very good reviews. I wouldn't be surprised if Glorilla's album that she put out a few months back gets a little bit more buzz because of the Meg tour. It's so hard to say. It's so hard to say. We got Rhapsody who just came out. Glow, like I just mentioned. Meg, who's supposed to drop. Cardi's going to, Cardi going to give us at least two good, probably number one singles later on this year. Um, I mean, Ice Spice, she had, I mean, not Ice Spice, Lotto. Lotto is like, she's a hit maker. Lotto's a hit maker. Like, I'm gonna, I'll say something controversial. I don't think no female in the game, not even Nicki Minaj, is messing with Lotto right now. Like, Lotto is on Cardi B's level, and she's going to, if she could surpass Cardi B, because Lotto puts out more music than Cardi B. Um, Sexyy Red, uh, Sexyy Red couldn't headline Meg's tour, and I don't even think Sexyy Red could be in Glow's position on Meg's tour. You know what I mean? Um, she just did the little feature with the country guy, which I think was amazing for her. Um, there is the rumors that she's an industry plant and all this other stuff. Um, but I'll stamp this for a while, Sexyy Red is an anomaly. She's a unicorn, and no one wants to believe it. Just like you just said, if Sexyy Red would have came out 10 years ago, she wouldn't be the person she is right now. And I think that kind of helps my point more. She shouldn't be this big, not because of she doesn't have star power. I think a lot of it is the material. It's her look. Um, it's a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like even her interviews. I mean, like I think I seen her do one, maybe two interviews that she somewhat seemed like she had some sense. A lot of them, it was just real. Um, a lot of them reminded you of her music, like. But those two interviews I seen of hers where they weren't a mirror image of her music. I think it gives you a different opinion of her. But I mean, like overall, she gives the appearance that she is her music, and I think that because she's the same as you see her on camera and even on social media, I think that's what elevated her. Because I mean, if we want to be honest, when it comes to females, looks matter, right? And let's say if we take Cardi B, Meg, Nicki, Ice Spice, Lotto, Glorilla, Flo Millie, Cash Doll, China something, China Doll, and I don't know, and Sexyy Red, right? If you ask 100 men to rate them on looks, rate them from 1 to 10, rate them who looks the best and who doesn't look the best. I mean, let's be real. Sexyy Red, right, is going to be at the bottom. She's going to be 9 or 10 on most lists, right? And she, for her to still just had this level of success, it makes her an anomaly. It makes her unique. And I think that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I really don't know what female could really come out to really kind of stop that though. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not the best album, but until another female comes out, I really think that it's going to, it's going to keep the name going. Unless you want to throw Rhapsody in there, but and
Rhapsody's a non-factor.
right, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm just saying. Like if you throw Rhapsody in there, but I mean, like this overall, I mean that Get It Sexy single, what? That's Get It Sexy single came out what? February or March or something,
Yep.
and it's still playing. I mean, it's still playing. It's still getting burned 3-4 months later. And just like you just said, you could play that song the rest of the summer. You know what I'm saying? Get It Sexy. You might Get It Sexy can get a 1 year run because when these women out here they getting themselves together for date nights or they little big time events, they can play Get It Sexy and get them hyped up, while they getting their makeup ready, while they getting their dress ready.
Mm-hmm.
That's a perfect get hype song for females, getting themselves together to go out and do whatever big event they got going on. So she gotta that's gonna be a borderline classic. Get It Sexy, just the single alone is a borderline classic. And that's what I'm saying. She is an anomaly, man. And I think it's a lot of better artists than her. It's a lot of better artists than her, but they don't have what she has. And I don't care if you want to say it is the machine, the big labels or whatever. She is an anomaly because artists in her position don't make it this long.
Yeah, man. I'm totally with you. I think you brought up a lot of nice points there. Let me just say this. After seeing Lizzo being referenced on South Park, I don't think we're in that realm of. Now, don't get me wrong. When it comes to touring, I think that she's going to, Ice Spice is going to do better touring. Nicki, Cardi, and Meg are going to do better touring. But and as far as these streams are concerned, man, I don't know if people care about looks as much, because I mean, I don't think Glorilla it would, is typical. Now, if you ask me, they're all beautiful black women, but I don't think typical what current typical standards of beauty is. Glorilla wouldn't be there. Sexy wouldn't be there. It would be your Lotto, your Ice Spice. I wouldn't even know if I throw Megan in the top five. I would throw, Nikki, Cardi, Lotto, Ice Spice, and who am I missing? I'm missing somebody. I mean, you could throw Flo Milli in there. Uh, you know, and then probably Megan after. Oh, Sweetie, that's what I'm forgetting. Sweetie, there's your top five. Then Megan will probably come in at six, and then Flo Milli at seven.
I don't want to sound sexist or anything, but looks matter when it comes to females.
Touring wise, but I'm telling you,
Looks
stream
matter
wise,
though. Looks
you,
matter overall though, man. Looks matter overall. Like
I would say yes, but again, I'm going back in the history of hip hop, and don't forget, Gangsta Boo was never considered the most attractive.
overall, no, but Gangsta Boo was a regional. She was a regional hottie. She was a regional
Exactly,
hottie.
exactly.
It's a lot of them southern states. They
Hmm.
looked at her like she was it. She was a 10 to a lot of those guys in the southern states in the Midwest. I mean, when I look at Glorilla and her and Flo Milli. I mean, the only real difference between them is skin color. I mean, they very, very petite. They both of them are petite. Before Glow got that boob job, she was built just like Flo.
Yes.
Um, Sexyy Red looks better without the red wig on. Like the red wig, like I think affects her look. But I understand, she has the name Red in her name, so she has to keep the red color red going. But I mean, like I said, she did the appearance at the Country Guys show. She got a Drake feature. You can say whatever you want about that. That's dope. You know,
Hmm. Yeah.
and Drake, and shout out to Drake, who doesn't get credit for reaching back. Drake doesn't get enough credit for the features he give artists, because the guy Four Bats, I never heard of him before. I had no idea who he was, and then a Drake feature popped up, and I'm like, oh, okay, let me listen to this. Drake Drake is going to be one of the three best rap artists ever, and a lot of people won't put it up there, but that's another subject. But um, she has the Drake feature. She got to join the Country Guy. Uh, they're putting her in position to keep her going.
Yes.
And like I said, man, she you can't really market her with nothing. Like like I was telling somebody the other day, and I was just like, you know, artists in the Sexyy Red position back in the day, to kind of get them going, they would find a certain platform to advertise them on. So like in the late 80s, early 90s, Sexyy Red would have been advertised in all the hair magazines. Her she'd have been performing at hair shows. You know what I mean? And that'd have been something for her to keep her name out there, but at the same time, it was something for her to generate money. Like right now, the only way she can generate money is performances, because who's going to advertise with her? She should be going to these hair shows or these hair magazines. I mean, granted, they're not as big as they once were, but there's still a community for that though. Now, it is mainly a Midwest thing. It's mainly a Southern thing, and I, it might make her seem like a regional artist, but she got to get that money while she can. It's like, you know, just because we're sitting here, we're talking about her or her streams look alright, where else is she getting money from outside of performances? Like you can't where you gonna advertise with her at? So I mean, overall, that I think that's gonna hurt her. Where can you advertise her at? But like right now, I just think her music is just her. She got that get hype music. She has that sound that's going to get you hype, get you motivated to get up and move. And I think that's the thing with her. Like she can keep finding these songs and these beats to generate, a top 10 hit. And that's like, it's different. Like, I mean, like, you know, we discussed Rod Wave and Roddy Ricch on here. You know what I'm saying? And we thought those two were going to be, top five artists for a while. I mean, Rod Wave is out here selling out arenas, but when the last time Rod Wave had a top five hit? I have no idea. When the last time you heard Roddy Ricch's name? I have no idea. Sexyy Red is in a better position than those two. And that's, I'm telling you, she's unique. She's very, very unique.
Without a doubt. I'm not saying she's not unique. I'm saying that I don't think people are listening to Sexy, or they're not following her. She first of all, she's going to be just, you know, she's now after this album, she'd have to totally flip the script. She's never going to be your commercial darling. She's not going to be Cardi B. Cardi B first album, it rode the line halfway where she was just ghetto enough, but not so ghetto you couldn't play it for your children. And this is why rap is losing its base. I mean, not its base; it's losing its footing as number one in all of music. Marketing matters. Rap is no longer able to be marketed very well. That's why country music and Afro beats is the fastest two growing genres of music. Hopefully, rap will understand that at a certain point. I'll keep bringing it up in each one of our conversations so that people understand that. Gunna, just again, Gunna, Vince Staples. There's so many artists that don't get you to commercial success. As corny as you guys, I mean, corny as many people have said, the reason why rap is where it is, to be honest, to be really, really honest, it starts with the Fat Boys, LL Cool J, Ice T, Will Smith, the people who understand where we are. Queen Latifah. These are those are the reasons why rap is where it is. Rap is not where it is because of where what we've been listening to over the last 15 years. Commercially, commercially, there's not a lot of these artists that are going to be able to be played on commercials. And it's not their fault. All these young people are trying to do is get a bag, and I'm not mad at them. Get your money, get your bag, do your thing. With that, we do have to give our opinions on stream or no stream. So, Kev, stream or no stream for for Sexyy Red in Sexyy We Trust.
I mean, I think it's kind of obvious that I'm gonna give this a big stream. It's like I said, man. It's get hype. It's not complicated. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. It's the perfect. It's a good get hype album. It's a good album to get you going, and there's nothing complicated about it. It's a stream for me.
Oh man, that's what's up. As well for me, I know you guys always like the old guy, doesn't like any other new stuff, but this is a stream all day for me. I know Kev gave it a 4. I would not give it a 4, but this is definitely a 3.5 on my listening as far as now I get it. Again, the same thing I'm getting with Kodak Black. I get what it is that Sexyy can bring to the table for our genre of music, and it's quite entertaining. Again, we're just trying to balance the scales. And what I would say for the month of May, the scales have been balanced. Rhapsody's album is so conscious, so thought provoking, so intelligent that you need this level of ignorance to balance it. You will never hear me say I want to get rid of people. I don't want anybody to go anywhere. I want everybody to be able to make money to entertain. I just want the scales to be balanced. So for every Sexyy Red, Lotto, Ice Spice, Cardi B. You see what I'm saying? The name after name after name. I'm trying to even the scales on the other sides of your no names, your rhapsodies, and try to bring that side up. I'm in hopes that Lauryn Hill will do not a singing album, that she'll do a rapping album with some singing, because right now the genre needs that more than anything. She is the biggest selling female artist of all time. And with that, you need that. I mean, no, I'm sorry. Nicki is the biggest selling of all time. But for the period of time in which her album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, came out, it was the biggest selling album at that period of time. So again, got to give Nicki her props, because I don't need the Barbs to be mad at me. We really appreciate you guys, man. And that was our stream or no stream of Sexyy Reds in Sexyy We Trust. All right, so we're back. We're going to do our salutations for you young people. We getting our get out of here quotes. Kev, your thoughts on today's show and any other thing you want to say to our listeners.
Just another great show. We presented two vastly different albums, and it's just like you said earlier. Where does rap go next? And that's a tough question, man. It's a tough question. I think that's one of the things we kind of been. It's one of the running themes we have on this show. Is like what's next, but we got what we got now, and you pick and choose what you want to listen to and what you want to avoid. Just go listen to everything. You know what I'm saying? That's just the biggest thing. Listen to everything. Give everyone a chance. You might not like all of it, but you're gonna like a good chunk of it, I believe. And I mean, look at us, man. I mean, sometimes our ear has been adjusting over time, man. Because when this show first started, we both of us would have probably dogged Sexyy Red, but where we're at now is something totally different. It's just, and it's you could say we're breaking down because of the quality of the music, or is it just it's just certain things that stand out more than others. So it's real tough to say, but um it's like I just said, man, you guys support everything, give it a chance, and it's okay not to like certain stuff. You know what I mean? It's okay, and there's nothing wrong with it. Just if somebody's fan base attack you, let them attack you, but you're probably going to attack somebody else's fan base. It is what it is, and that's just the beautiful thing. Music is art, man, and everybody looks at art in a different way. So I hate to be rambling on, but uh, uh, both of these artists tonight, they don't always get the best reviews, but at the end of the day, they have been able to accomplish some things that a lot of people think they shouldn't have, and I think it's an amazing, it's very amazing to see these two young people reach the level that they reach when a lot of people's opinions is that their talents is not that great. You know what I mean? So it's shout out to both of them. We didn't give Gunna high enough reviews, but still, you know, just what that young man has been going through. It's still amazing, and he deserves some credit for that. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I'm sorry to take it so long, but yeah, it's just, you know, just go listen to the stuff, man, and shout out to, and good luck to both of them.
That's my man throwing down right there. So for me, I appreciate everybody listening. Please tell a friend to tell a friend. And I will say that I'm trying to help you curate your sound to make you grow in this thing we call this genre we call hip hop. So that's my goal here, and as well as myself, in order to curate my sound, my playlist, so that I can have a well-rounded vision of what we call hip hop. Again, thank you guys so much. We'll be back again. We're expanding. You have any questions, comments, man, hit us on social media. Hit us. We got any questions or comments, drop it under the video. You know how we do it. Like and subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. And we'll see you real soon. We out of here. Peace.